The Cleveland Browns signing of veteran quarterback Joe Flacco sheds light on the franchise's long-term quarterback plans and reveals a lot about what might be happening with Kirk Cousins and the upcoming NFL draft. Flacco's return is more about short-term stability than long-term potential. At 40 years old, the former Comeback Player of the Year is seen as a safe stopgap option, someone to turn around a struggling season, rather than a franchise quarterback. The Browns, by bringing back Flacco on a one-year deal, are sending a message that they're not interested in investing heavily in a 40-year-old's future. This move implies that the organization does not view the current 2025 quarter class as having any immediate game-changing options. For years, the Browns have toyed with the idea of landing a veteran quarterback like Kirk Cousins. At the start of the offseason, the notion of a Cousins trade to Cleveland seemed plausible. However, the story has shifted dramatically. The Falcons, who originally held on to Cousins by paying an early $10 million bonus despite earlier free agency chatter, have effectively sidelined him by committing to their young quarterback, Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons' decision leaves very few alternatives for Cousins outside of them, especially if other teams remain uninterested or if the Steelers, burdened with their own QB uncertainties, fail to act. By signing Flacco, the Browns appear to be signaling that they're not willing to settle for a high-profile quarterback from this year's draft class. Instead, they're likely holding out until the 2026 quarterback class arrives, which might have more long-term, promising options. In the meantime, Flacco, who has already proven his mettle with an unexpected playoff surge in 2023, serves as a veteran stopgap intended to provide some stability on the field. His success in helping the team make the playoffs, despite his subpar performance with the Colts, suggests that a return to coach Kevin Stefanski's system might reinvigorate him. Ultimately, Flacco's signing tells us that the Browns' quarterback situation is still in flux. They're banking on the idea that none of the current top prospects, like Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter, are compelling enough to fill their immediate needs. This move, while likely to be forgettable in the long run, underscores Cleveland's decision to delay a long-term commitment until they have a clearer picture of what 26's quarterback class will offer. Meanwhile, beyond the AFC North, this signing sends ripple effects through the league as teams weigh their options amid shifting priorities and the ever-present challenge of finding a franchise quarterback who can lead their team to sustained success.
What's going on, football fans? The Cleveland Browns have made a familiar move, bringing back veteran quarterback Joe Flacco on a new deal. While this signing might not send shockwaves through the league, it actually tells us quite a bit about the Browns' quarterback situation, their potential interest in Kirk Cousins, and what their plans might be heading into the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft, which is just around the corner. Let's break it all down. The video you sent over highlights the recent news of Joe Flacco once again joining the Cleveland Browns. For Browns fans, this is a reunion that brings a sense of comfort. Flacco, of course, had a remarkable comeback season with the team just 2 years ago, even winning NFL Comeback Player of the Year. However, at 40 years old, expecting him to replicate that performance might be a bit of a stretch. And this move isn't necessarily seen as a game-changer for the Browns' 2025 season. But what this signing does do is offer some interesting clues about other quarterback moves around the NFL, particularly regarding Kirk Cousins and the Browns' draft strategy. For a while now, the Browns have been mentioned as a potential landing spot for Kirk Cousins, either through a trade or even as a team that might look to draft a quarterback early in the 2025 NFL Draft. However, with the current quarterback room in Cleveland consisting of Flacco, Kenny Pickett, who they acquired earlier this offseason, and the still uncertain status of Deshaun Watson, adding another high-profile quarterback like Cousins now seems far less likely. It would be quite unusual for a team to bring in Pickett, then Flacco, and then trade for a significant contract like Cousins all in the same offseason. So, if the Browns are likely out of the running for Cousins, where might he end up? The video touches on Cousins' situation with the Atlanta Falcons. Despite the offseason starting with speculation about Cousins potentially moving on, the Falcons have consistently indicated they intend to keep him. They even paid him a substantial $10 million bonus early in the league year. The Falcons' quarterback situation is a bit unique. Last year, they surprised many by drafting Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th overall pick after signing Cousins to a lucrative deal. While that move was widely mocked at the time, it looked surprisingly smart when Cousins struggled, and Penix showed promise late in the season. The Falcons have since committed to Penix as their starter for the 2025 season but have opted to hold on to Cousins as a high-priced backup. While unconventional, there's definitely value in having a reliable veteran backup quarterback in the NFL. Getting back to the Browns. With the Flacco signing, it seems highly improbable that they would also pursue Kirk Cousins. As the video suggests, unless there's an unexpected turn of events elsewhere in the league, like the Pittsburgh Steelers' quarterback plans falling through or a significant injury to another team's starter. Cousins' most likely destination remains Atlanta. Furthermore, the signing of Flacco also likely impacts the Browns' plans for the 2025 NFL Draft, which is just a few weeks away. Any lingering thoughts of the Browns potentially drafting a quarterback with their 2nd overall pick? Like Shedeur Sanders, though Sanders is generally projected later in the draft, now seem very unlikely, while the buzz around prospects like Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter at the number 2 spot has been significant. Quarterback hasn't been a major topic of conversation for the Browns at that high pick recently. The video argues that while bringing in a 40-year-old Flacco shouldn't fundamentally change the Browns' long-term draft strategy, it does signal that they probably don't view any of the quarterbacks in this year's draft class as legitimate options to come in and be immediate starters for them in 2025. This doesn't rule out the possibility of the Browns taking a quarterback later in the draft as a developmental project. But it would be surprising to see them invest a high draft pick in a quarterback to add to a room that already includes Flacco and a former first-round pick in Kenny Pickett. So, what exactly is the Browns' long-term quarterback plan? To say it's hazy might be an understatement. The video speculates that the Browns might be waiting to make a significant investment in a quarterback until the 2026 draft class, perhaps hoping for a more appealing prospect pool that year. For the immediate future, the signing of Joe Flacco provides the Browns with a familiar and experienced veteran backup option. The team is undoubtedly hoping that he can recapture some of the magic from his unexpected stint in 2023, where he played a key role in helping them reach the playoffs. While his performance with the Indianapolis Colts last season wasn't particularly impressive, perhaps a return to head coach Kevin Stefanski's offensive system will indeed reinvigorate him. Ultimately, the video concludes that while the signing of Joe Flacco might end up being a relatively forgettable move for a Browns team that isn't widely expected to contend for the AFC North title this season, it does offer some valuable insights into the quarterback landscape around the rest of the NFL, particularly regarding the situations of Kirk Cousins and the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. What are your thoughts on the Browns bringing back Joe Flacco? Do you think this signals they are out of the running for Kirk Cousins? And what kind of quarterback should the Browns be targeting in the upcoming NFL Draft? Share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more NFL analysis and draft talk, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future content. We'll see you in the next one.